Hey guys, welcome back to the OHA. It is Saturday morning or early afternoon, I'm pretty sure. Um, got a chance to get some hobbying in today, so I just wanted to give you a quick update of the Iron Hills project. Basically, I've sort of jumped off the tracks. Obviously, if you're following along, I got my crew done for the Ballista, and it just didn't feel right to not get the Ballista done itself. So I've sort of got the next progression in the How to Paint series. So you can jump along onto this. It's going to be for the Ballista, so there's going to be some stills at the end, sort of showing you a step-by-step with my color selections, as well as the application. So pretty straightforward, nothing fancy here, guys. Basically, this is the point that we're at. I've gone ahead and blocked out the main colors, obviously. So just to give you an idea, for the brown, I chose German black brown from the Vallejo model color line. So it's very dark brown. It's going to pick up a highlight really well. But I'm also going to be adding some subtle variances in the color by using a green ink on the wood, as well as obviously Agrax or a strong tone from Army Painter would work as well. So that's, you guys all know Agrax. It's like our go-to wash, basically. I'm a big fan of the Quick Shade Army Painter line. They are a terrific product. Make sure you shake them well. It's really good. They've got a nice set as well. And another one that I'm partial to is, again, this is going to be from the Vallejo line again. It's a sepia, and that's a really nice, particularly for orcs, Uruk-hai, washing their armor. It's great. But moving on from that, for the metal, as you can see here, there is lots of metal banding on the Ballista, and for that I went with the Vallejo gunmetal. Great paint, goes on well. Did 2 coats of the silver, just because I'm very leery of plugging detail and clogging detail with metallic paints. Seems to be a lot more prevalent of a problem with those, just due to the makeup of the paint, I suppose. So I did 2 thin coats, and now it's ready to accept the wash. And then the rope itself, which I will warn you, my Ballista, I broke it twice. I've broken the string twice on it. It's very fiddly. I super glued it. Seems to be holding together well now, but even just in rolling it to paint, it did snap. There's not really an ideal location to mount this thing onto anything, whether it be a cork or whatever your method of choice is. You got to get to the underside to paint it. So unfortunately, you're handling it, which makes you have to go back and touch some things up. But just be mindful of the rope when you do assemble it and paint it. And for that, I just used a tan earth from the model color line. So those are the 3 primary colors. Obviously, the metal work I'm going to be shading with the Nuln Oil. So this is sort of a lead up to the next part of the video that'll be coming later on. But that gives you a basic outline of the colors that I use. The only thing that I didn't mention was I did black out. This started with a white undercoat. And I did black out the wheels, particularly not so much the metal work, but the inner spoke here. Those have been done black, and that's just rubbed off from me handling it, believe it or not. But basically, that's going to be a very dark. I went black for the shading. It'll take a layer of German gray, and then an edge highlight with just some white added to the German gray, just to keep those wheels looking dark. I don't want them to be necessarily dirty, but being Iron Hill Dwarves, I want them to be very, give their equipment an industrial feel, something that was made in a Dwarven forge and has been used in many a battle. So that's where I'm at with the project right now. I'm hoping to have this off my table today and get finished up my Iron Hill Dwarves tomorrow. It's supposed to rain, so it's looking like I'm gonna get a nice hobby day out of that. But the idea being that I want all of these miniatures painted and out of the way for when my chariot and goat riders arrive. I'm hoping that it's going to be early next week, and I can get the assembly and whatnot done on those and get the prepped and ready to go. So what I've been working on here, I'm going to be taking to London on Friday, so that's the push to get these guys done. Obviously the main one being get it done for Nova. And I also have come across another lot of Iron Hill Dwarves that I picked up from an OSBGL fella. So George is going to be kind enough to pick those up for me at Fog, because I will not be able to attend. So I'm going to have another 2 war bands, another captain, another 6 goat riders to paint up, plus the 6 that are on the way now and the chariot. So a little bit of work ahead of me, but I want to make sure I have a lot of different options. I've been toying with building a couple different lists. That book is terrific. Just playing with keeping the force mobile. Really on the fence about the chariot at this point, just because of the point cost and basically how relatively easy it could be to take it out of the game by simply using magic on the driver. So I'm a little leery on that, but all in all, it's got some pretty sweet rules, so I'm really torn as to whether or not I should leave it out or not. But either way, I want to make sure I got a mobile force, so definitely going to be some goat riders in there, along with Dane. I want something that's going to be able to protect the flanks of the dwarves, and at the same time, basically protect that ability for them to use the shield wall, and try to minimize the number of guys that can get in behind me. So, as I said, still working through it, putting together some list ideas, so I will definitely post some of those up on the channel when I have a chance, and we'll go from there, guys. So, hope you've enjoyed it. Stay tuned. There's some stills coming up of the work in progress for the Ballista, just taking you through the steps. You'll notice that I wasn't overly neat going through the first couple stages, whether with the brown and then the silver overlay. And then obviously when you're ready to apply your wash, you're going to go back and clean that up a bit. It is a little fiddly to paint, so do your best. And then once you're ready to apply the wash, touch up any areas you need to touch up, and that way you're not going to get frustrated and not want to paint it. So if I did have to go back and rethink things, I would not have attached the wheels for sure. And quite possibly I would have left the actual bolt assembly right off of it. Just because it was kind of tricky to get into the back of the blast shield to paint. So all in all, though, beautiful model, loving the way it's painting up, and can't wait to see it finished. So hope you guys are excited about it too. Take a look at those stills, and we'll catch up with you guys soon. Thanks a lot. Take care.